Wendy Williams has been truly going through it these past few months, and many people are very worried about her well-being and her health. Wendy hasn't been able to host her talk show in nearly 6 months, which has fans around the world wondering how is she doing and what's going on with Wendy. Reports are also saying that she's not going to return to the Wendy Williams Show, and come fall 2022, Sherri Sheppard is going to take over. I feel that this dates back to 2017, where Wendy was seen fainting on live TV.
Do it every year. It's always a lot of fun. Let's get started. Our first caress.
And they claimed that it was because of dehydration, and then shortly after she revealed that she is suffering from Graves' disease. So I feel like this is something that's been going on for a while, and Graves' disease is nothing to play with. So since then, Wendy has been dealing with on-again, off-again health issues. Today, I want to dig into everything going on with Wendy and kind of discuss where I think she and her fans will go from here. So hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Julia and I make videos on commentary and pop culture, and I also have a second channel where I speak on my faith and all things lifestyle. So if you'd like to subscribe to that, I'll leave a link below if you're interested. As said before, today's video is about Wendy Williams and everything that's going on with her and her show and all the complications she's been dealing with, and the fact that her show is being canceled and that Sherri Sheppard is going to be the new host and that she's getting her own show. So there's a lot going on with that. So I'm just gonna give my opinions and thoughts on the whole situation and how I think it's just crazy. So before I get into it, I do want to mention that no matter how you feel about Wendy Williams, this is sad. You know what I mean? Like, this whole thing is depressing. This is sad for anyone to go through. And, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, well, Wendy deserves it because of blah, 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 blah. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel so bad for her family, especially her son. I mean, her son is only 21 years old and he's younger than me. So I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about her son in this whole situation. So I just think it's really sad. So let me get into it. What I do want to say really quick is that although I do feel bad for Wendy, she has put out a lot of this negative, horrible energy. Salacious stuff, gossiping about people. When you're constantly operating on that kind of wave, don't be surprised if it comes back to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that she deserves it, but it's what she's been putting out, you know? So as I said above, Wendy has been suffering from Graves' disease, and fast forwarding to 2021, we've really seen her health take a hit on her. So Wendy's show near the fall of 2021 was being pushed back consistently, and promotional runs for it was being canceled because Wendy tested positive for COVID and her health kept declining from there. So after all that, Wendy was rushed to the hospital for psychiatric services as well as her COVID-19 diagnosis. And basically this was really alarming for a lot of fans because you saw Wendy look completely disheveled. She was her hair was a mess. Like, she really didn't look herself. If you didn't know, it's no secret that Wendy Williams has suffered with drugs and alcoholism throughout the years. She's revealed this on her show as well as in her autobiography, Wendy's Got the Heat, which was released in 2001. So this is an older autobiography, but if you're interested, I think that's a good look at what she's dealing with and from her own perspective. So several guest hosts have taken the helm at the Wendy Williams Show for several months, and Sherri Sheppard was recently given the spot of permanent guest host, but now has her own show and just was given her own show. So that'll be releasing in September, and the Wendy Williams Show is going to be canceling in June. So again, I'm no fan of Wendy Williams, okay? Like, I'm really not a huge fan of her, and I really wasn't cool with a lot of her tactics. But I have to say that this is really depressing and sad regardless of how I feel about her. I think at the very least, I think it would have been nice if she could have at least gotten her own like farewell show. Like, I mean, she's no Oprah, but at least be able to end the show on her own terms. Now, again, I'm really not the hugest fan of Wendy because of her tone and her delivery. Now, sometimes I do agree with her in what she says, but I feel like the way she delivers it is awful and it's terrible. And it's like, you can be blunt and honest without being disrespectful. And if someone takes it as disrespectful, that's their problem, not yours. But you don't have to be blatantly disrespectful to get your point across. And that's my thing that I never understood about Wendy. Like, I grew up around really blunt, honest women, so I'm like, I've seen it done properly. Although if you hear noise, there's kids playing outside, so I'm happy because we need to see the children playing outside. We need to see that. So I want to get into the Wells Fargo situation. So Wells Fargo has reportedly frozen Wendy's bank accounts and assets, citing that she's not mentally fit to access her bank. So I think that's insane. I didn't realize that a bank can actually have that kind of power, and if they feel you're mentally unfit, they'll just freeze your accounts. And the reason why they did this is at the behest of Lori Schiller, who was Wendy Williams' former financial advisor. And Wendy fired her shortly after this happened, but Wells Fargo still kept on with the freezing. And so I'm just like, how are you just taking one person's word for it? And even after she fired this person, you don't care. I don't get it. The bank feels that Wendy's being taken advantage of, but I really just didn't realize that that's at their discretion. That makes no sense. It's her money. Wendy also hasn't been able to pay her employees. She hasn't been able to take care of many of her bills, and she also pays alimony to her ex-husband, Kevin Hunter Sr., so he's also a player in this as well. Wendy Williams' lawyer for this case is also a rep for Kevin Hunter's publishing company and for Kevin Hunter. So she says, or the lawyer says, that this is not a conflict of interest and that she's not going to allow her relation to Kevin Hunter Sr. to impede on Wendy's condition. And she also is not telling Kevin Hunter Sr. what's going on with Wendy, but I still think it's very shady. And who knows? I feel like Kevin Hunter could probably try to kind of meddle himself in there, you know, and maybe try to see an opportunity out of this whole mess, you know, kind of how Ken Don't Isaacs did. If you know, you know. So Wells Fargo ended up telling Wendy that she should have a power of attorney, so Wendy has now appointed her 21-year-old son Kevin Hunter Jr. as her power of attorney. I found this very interesting because he's young, you know, 21 is pretty young. That's younger than me. And so I can't imagine the position that he's feeling and the kind of pressure that he's under. As I kind of said before, like, I feel like nowadays, parents of kids in their 20s, they still try to really protect you at this age. At least my dad really tries to protect me. My parents really try to protect me. And it's kind of like they don't want you to kind of be involved in all of their problems and their affairs. And I'm sure Wendy tried to keep him out of it for as long as possible, but the fact that he was bold enough to step up for his mother, I think is very, very admirable. And I think Wendy talked about him being a college student before, and so is he taking a semester off? Like, I don't know, that's where my mind goes because I'm closer in age to him, so I just feel really bad. The only thing is I'm a bit confused because the Sun is reporting that the whole power of attorney issue was what caused them to freeze the accounts in the first place. And that's kind of what triggered the bank's request to a guardianship hearing. However, Wendy's attorney claims that there were no improper transactions made on her account and that they submitted the power of attorney paperwork after Wells Fargo froze the accounts. So that timeline doesn't make sense to me. Why would Wells Fargo freeze her accounts if they're the ones that told her to get a power of attorney? So that was what the Sun said. You know how these articles be, you know, reporting different things and it may not always be accurate. But if anyone understands that timeline, explain it in the comments because I don't understand. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Maybe I'm just reading it wrong, I don't know, but that don't make no sense. So a lot of these allegations from Wells Fargo is that they suspect that Wendy has dementia, and that's kind of been something on people's radar, like in the rumor mill for a long time, that Wendy could have dementia. And so even though this has been denied, sources tell The Sun and told other outlets that Wendy can't even dress herself, can't even hold a proper conversation, which is really, really alarming. And Wendy is still pretty young. She's 57. So I'm not saying that's not possible, but it's very unlikely. It's usually not an occurrence. And so that's just really sad and scary. Next, I want to discuss real quick Wendy Williams online. So Wendy, last week, released a video to her official Instagram called Real Wendy Williams Online. I'm not sure if this is real, but it is verified. So there's a video on there of her walking along the beach with Kevin Hunter Jr. and they're speaking to a reporter, and she looks really happy, healthy, and fit. But fans are suspecting that that video is not from recently because she mentions her mother as if her mother's still alive, and her mother died in December of 2020. So people are wondering, like, why is she talking about her mom like she's still alive? So I don't know. I guess y'all can be the judge of that. I really don't know here or there. I want to believe that it's recent. I want to believe that. And there's also a photo of Wendy celebrating her dad's 91st birthday. So I want to believe that all these are recent and that this isn't fake.
Hey Mom, how you doing?
Hi.
How's your morning going?
It's just after 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm doing okay, you know? Beautiful sky. It's nice being here.
How often do you come out here?
Well, I'm here in Florida, and I come here often. You know, I've got real family. You know, mother, father, sister, brother, family. And it's very peaceful being here, you know?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh, so
Beautiful. It seems windy because it is.
Is it always like this, or is it usually warmer?
It's usually, no, it's not usually warmer. It's still winter. It usually gets up to, they say, 80 degrees. but I haven't gone to run in it. I don't want to do all of that. And then in a couple of hours, I go to my gym.
Are you working out after this?
Yeah.
Oh wow, interesting.
Excuse me, you know that I work out all the time, even though you don't come with me. I go on my own.
No, but I didn't think you go this early in the morning. I just thought you just go whenever you feel like it.
No, I like to go early because after I work out, you know, I get tired. I want to, you know, take a shower again. And then I like to lay down and watch TV. I get on the phone and call friends and family. And some business. I do call business affairs.
Right, okay.
And, you know, back at the apartment. That's where we live here. That's where he lives here. Thanks to me.
Alright. Well, alright, so after this we're gonna go work out.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else planned for today, or you're just gonna keep cool? Just relax?
I think that's it. You know,
you're taking a break from everything, really.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not a break. I do this all the time.
But I'm talking about more so like a break from like New York and stuff.
Yeah, this is a break from New York. New York is fast paced, which I love.
Yeah.
You know, I love here in Florida as much as I do New York, but they are two very different things and people. But New York is my heart, and Florida's a beautiful place. You know, beautiful, regular. Sometimes weird in a good way. Aren't we all weird in a good way?
So, speaking of that, you know, a lot of people have been wondering, like, you know, what you've been up to, and they've been, you know, sending their prayers out and everything. What do you have to say to those people just, like, thinking that you're up to whatever it is? Like, what do you have to say to them?
You say prayers and think about me? Really? Well, thank you.
Yeah, so everyone's praying about you.
Thank you.
Want to make sure that you're coming back stronger than ever.
Excuse me. I am going back stronger, you know.
Oh, okay.
Admittedly so, at 56 years old. There are things that happen to people.
You gotta let them know.
I would say things usually start about 40 and they go up from there.
Yeah.
You know, so you gotta eat the right food. I'm not gonna go out to eat. Kevin, I don't want to go out to eat today. I want to order the food, bring it in, make sure that it's already ready, so all I have to do is heat it up, okay?
All right, but
I used to cook. When I was a kid, I used to cook, you know, when I was married and we lived, you know, with our son in you know, New Jersey. But now I strictly get food brought in. And it's vegan, it's vegetarian.
And isn't one of your favorite foods that are very good the acai bowl?
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah.
I do like that. I like regular stuff too, though. But I don't eat a lot of it. And when I do, I think I told you this. I'll take 1 or 2 bites of a real cheeseburger, a real hamburger, a real steak, and then I take 1 or 2 bites and then throw it away. And I'm good. The other food is really good, but it's crazy to think that you get skinny because you eat fake food or that vegetarian, vegan.
Right.
It's not. There are plenty of people who eat that kind of food and they're fat. They go through health problems. I mean, everybody's got issues, don't we?
Yeah, it's about taking everything in moderation, right?
Yeah, everything in moderation. I like the height that I am. You know, at 56, a lot of times people start to hunch over.
Right.
And they become taller. So it's very important. You know, I want to be all I can be and then get back to New York and get on.
So I wanted to give a quick update. After it was revealed that Wendy's show was going to be ending, a statement was released on her behalf that she understands everything and that she's happy for Sherri and whatever. And then this was posted to Wendy's Instagram story that she never gave anyone authorization to speak on her behalf. So if this is true, why isn't Wendy able to speak for herself? I want to see Wendy come on camera and speak for herself, or even like an audio recording speaking about it. Like, it just doesn't make sense that she's not speaking for herself. And this same source is now questioning the authenticity of this post. So it's just a whole circus, and I'm just tired. So that's basically my breakdown of Wendy Williams. I think the whole situation is really sad, and I actually want to do another video where I kind of do a more, I guess, a look at her career. I think that'd be really interesting and part of my talk show series, but I wanted to talk about this in particular because it's a lot and I did not want to do this in a whole big video. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sound off with how you feel about this whole Wendy situation in the comments. And yeah, I wish Wendy well. I hope things work out for her. I hope her family's kind of staying strong and in good spirits in regards to all this stuff. I think she definitely has a legacy, and I think she could definitely do like a podcast or something like that in her home if she so chooses to. I mean, people would listen. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!